Hello agents, I'm the director of the CDC. I have a special report for you. An increasing number of citizens are disappearing, especially at night. These victims are reappearing as perpetrators. They are slow moving and very strong. They are impervious to pain and injury and appear to be unaware of their surroundings. We've discovered that after the victims disappear, they reappear without human blood. Without blood flow, these perpetrators freeze quickly. We believe this is why they are headed south to warmer temperatures. They are constantly hungry and attacking at an alarming rate. We are currently trying to figure out how to stop them, but a defensive standoff is not a long-term solution. What we need to figure out is how this virus is originally infecting the first victims. Here's what we do know. All of the victims attended a carnival in Vancouver. We've collected interviews, but haven't had time to review them for the consistencies. What we need from you agents is a thorough investigation. We need to know the root cause of this virus in order to create a vaccine to stop the growing mass of those infected.
My son Henry is infected. He started acting really strange when we got home from the fair in town. At first, he was really sick, and we were about to call the doctor, but then he started showing signs of aggression, so we left him alone because he was being aggressive. In the morning, he was gone. We went to the fair on Saturday. There was so much to do, but Henry had a hockey game later that night, so we only had time to do a few things. I remember that he asked for a corn dog before we went on the Ferris wheel. It made him a little queasy. I think it might have been, I don't know, it made him queasy. So we left the ride area before we got on the ride. We spent some time at the petting zoo. We went through the haunted house. We saw the exotic bird show and the stunt show. Oh, and we tried to see one of the pig races, but it was so busy over there, you really couldn't see anything.
Yeah, man. I went to the fair. My friends and I go every year. We only go for the rides, though. We like to ride everything until we get sick. And the stunt show, man, that's pretty awesome. It's really the only place you can go to eat a turkey leg like a caveman.
I took both my kids to the fair that weekend, and both of them have disappeared. I've told the police countless times. We went to the fair. We came home, went to bed, and in the morning, they were gone. They left behind a lot of drool and a really bad stench, which is why the police think they've been infected. At the fair, we did everything. I watched them on the rides, play with the animals in the petting zoo, riding the ponies in a circle. We saw all the shows on the agenda, and they even convinced me to let them go to the haunted house. We had corn dogs and cotton candy on the way out as we were just slapping away mosquitoes. I don't understand what happened to them.
My sister is totally a zombie. Well, they say it's some kind of virus, but whatever. She's a zombie. She came after me once we got home from the fair. At first I thought she was just joking around, but then she had this dead look in her eyes and was grunting a lot. I don't even think she knew she was lurching towards me. I barred myself in our interior bathroom, like in a tornado, you know? I actually slept in there. She was gone in the morning. It was so totally creepy. Oh, yeah, the fair. We went around dinner on Saturday. We blew all of our allowance. I had a funnel cake and she had a corn dog and a candied apple before riding all the rides. We had one of those wristband things that you could do everything you wanted. We even went to the exotic bird thing, but didn't stay long. We also went to the pig races, but it was really crowded and the mosquitoes were everywhere. Sarah got a closer look than I did, but it was still a waste of time. I was over the animals by then, but Sarah went through the petting zoo while I checked in with our parents.
My husband and I went to the fair this year, but we stayed away from the mainstream crowd. We went mostly for the food. I was craving the funnel cake, and my husband ate everything in sight. We ended up eating the funnel cake, cotton candy-shaped, ice-shaped potato fries, and corn dogs. Healthy, I know. Sometimes you have to live a little. Anyways, we watched the exotic bird show while we ate, and we caught the movies afterwards. The mosquitoes were everywhere at the fair. It was kind of gross.
I took my family to the fair this year, but we all got sick after eating the deep-fried butter. The kids rode the ponies around in a circle, but we couldn't even attempt to ride anything. We did go through the haunted house and watch the exotic bird show, but after that, we had to leave. We were all fine in the morning, but food poisoning is no joke.
My wife and kids have both disappeared. My father is sick, so I spent a weekend out of town taking care of him. To entertain the kids, I suggested she take them down to the fair and let them get out all their energy. When I came home, the house was ransacked. At the time, the police thought it was foul play, but they have lumped them in with the rest of the people that are infected and missing. I talked to my wife on our way home from the fair. Our boys were passed out in the seat, and she said they had fun. She said that they did the rides before eating. The kids were too young for the haunted house, so she volunteered at the dunk tank to pacify them. I remember she said that they saw the stunt show while they ate corn dogs and lemonade in the stands. She told me that they rode the ponies that walk around in a circle, and then they went through the petting zoo. They missed the peg race, but she spent a lot of times with the animals. She texted me photos the whole time so that I wouldn't miss it. Alex loves animals.
I went with my friends to the fair this year, but they were way more into it than I was. I ate corn dogs while they watched the pig races, and I ate cotton candy while they petted animals. I come to the fair to see a bunch of dumb animals. After that, we rode all of the rides, played a few games, and went through the haunted mansion before calling it a night. The mosquitoes were terrible. Oh, and we did sit through the stunt show, but like I said, the mosquitoes were swarming. The next day, they were missing.
My parents actually went to the fair, but we didn't get to go. My parents had a date night and dropped us off at our grandparents' house. Mom had a pie in one of the contests, so they went for the ceremony. When they got home, they called us and told us they had won corn dogs and turkey legs to celebrate their win and watch the stunt show and the bird show. They didn't ride any of the rides, though. My mom is paranoid about the safety of those things. Dad did say she screamed her way through the haunted house, which is kind of funny. My sister is really into animals, so they went by the petting zoo and snapped a few photos to show her. Oh, and Dad won us a goldfish at one of those games. It serves them right that they were covered in mosquito bites. I thought it was unfair that they got to go have fun and we had to spend the night watching TV loud with old people. When they didn't pick us up in the morning, we were worried and eventually called the police, but they had less answers than we did. Seems like a lot of people just vanished.
I don't know why you want to talk to me. It clearly wasn't anything at the fair that made all these people turn into zombies. Plus, I was at the fair. Do I look like a zombie? What did I do? I rode all the rides, ate a ton of junk food, and played a few games. Oh, and watched the bird show, or the exotic bird show. Whatever. I thought it was going to be something cool like a vulture, but nope, just a bunch of pigeons.